Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Legacy Mudshot Kingler in the Love Cup. Kingler is an extremely glassy Pokemon, but with a crazy high attack stat and the boost chance from Crabhammer, it makes it the ultimate risk-reward pick for the Love Cup. I was able to pull off an 8-game win streak with Kingler live on stream, and I had an absolute blast running it. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out some of my favorite battles using Kingler in the Love Cup. Picking up a pretty neutral lead in the first match, Ariados into Lickitung. Typically for neutral leads, I do like to save switch into Alomomola, but unfortunately due to Power Whip on Lickitung, I'm not going to be able to do that quite yet. My plan is to tank a move, double debuff them with lunges, and then I'm going to save switch into Alomomola, because that way if they stay in and throw Power Whips, they're not going to be doing nearly as much damage as they would before. We double debuff, we bring in Alomomola, and just to plan, the opponent is dumping their energy, but they're 2 stages debuffed, so the Power Whip doesn't actually do a lot of damage, and we're able to farm down. That is massive. We leave with a decent amount of health and a lot of energy for whatever they decide to bring in, and it is Medicham. No baiting around here. We are going for the big damage with the Hydro Pump, wanting it to land, but unfortunately it is shielded. Getting a Hydro Pump shielded on Alomomola feels terrible because it is so many waterfalls to get to. At this point, I'm just going to give the rest of my team the shield advantage, so I'm going to be shielding nothing here. Unfortunately, the Medicham is still outside of lunge range for Ariados, but Ariados does have a shield advantage, and with a shield advantage, it can handle Medicham pretty easily. So I am going to be going for the lunge. This will not KO, and they should be at the Psychic. I will shield up to respect it, because counter does a lot of damage to Kingler. So I am going to shield it up, and the final Pokemon is their own Alomomola. I am going to be going for the lunge debuff. As I mentioned earlier, Kingler is very glassy, and now in comes Kingler. With Mudshot, we charge so quickly, and now I'm going for the Crabhammer. Crabhammer is resisted, but it gets same type attack bonus, and it's a significantly better move than X-Scissor, so it actually is the move to go for in this situation. We do shield up the Psychic, farming up as much as I can, and now I'm going to be going for the Crabhammer. I don't think I can reach a second Crabhammer before they reach a Psychic, so I'm hopeful that a Crabhammer plus an X-Scissor will be enough to KO. So we're going for the X-Scissor. This is going to be very, very close. X-Scissor does not KO, and they switch in Medicham. I'm trying to bank a move, but they reach a move. This should just be the power-up punch, and we should barely survive it. We're going to bank the move, bring in Ariados. Ariados just has to get to a move, which we're able to do. And from here, this game should be over because Kingler is going to win CMP versus Alomomola. They throw the energy on the Ariados, but at this point, it doesn't matter. We have the X-Scissor loaded. Kingler is going to be able to take out the Alomomola, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Ariados into Druddigon. If I'm going to see Druddigon anywhere on this team, I definitely do want to see it on the lead. Here, I'm actually going to overfarm by 1 Poison Sting and throw just as they reach their move. I will lose the CMP tie, but this way they're not going to be able to sneak through any extra Dragon Tails. I will shield up the first because I do outpace Druddigon, so I'm going to be able to double debuff them before they reach move number 2. The first lunge is shielded. I'm really needing this second one to land, and it does. That is massive. They reach their second move. At this point, they're double debuffed, and I want to save a shield for Kingler. So I'm going to let that go and bring in Alomomola to try and farm down, but the opponent actually banks a move, and they save that for later, and that is very troubling for me. I would much rather them throw the move on Alomomola, which is bulky enough where I don't have to shield, versus if they're able to throw a move on Kingler, then I absolutely am going to have to shield. So at this point, I'm very glad that I saved that shield for Kingler, as honestly, I am going to need it. The Alomomola mirror is definitely not one of the more exciting mirrors in the game. They are trying to let themselves get as low as possible before they throw the move. I'm going to let this go down and then go for a very aggressive Mudshot down with Kingler to try and get some energy. I'm hoping to leave with a move, which I do. That is huge, because this way, if Druddigon comes in, I win CMP. So I'm going to go for the X-Scissor when Druddigon comes in, and if they want to get off their move, they're going to have to shield. They do not. Druddigon goes down, and the final Pokemon is Galarian Slowbro. I am a little worried about potentially being farmed down. They snuck through a Poison Jab, so I'm actually going to transfer the Poison Jab onto Ariados. We bring in Ariados. Ariados will be able to reach a lunge. Now my one worry is them potentially reaching 2 charge moves. This is going to be very scary as they're able to farm down. We just have to get to the X Scissor. We do sneak through a mud shot. I just need them to be 1 away. If they're 1 away, not at the back-to-back, which they are, we are going to be able to reach the X Scissor. Kingler able to clutch up in a big way, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Ariados into Medicham. This is a really interesting lead. Ariados, of course, double resist, counter, and power-up punch, but Psychic does hit for massive super effective damage, so it is a very dangerous game of bait and nuke. I will shield up the first move in case it's the Psychic, but they do bait me with an Ice Punch. So interestingly enough, they're actually not running power-up punch, they're running Ice Punch and Psychic. I go for the second lunge, and it does get shielded. Here, I make a misplay. I throw Cross Poison on CMP. What I believe I should have done was actually caught onto a Alomomola because the Cross Poison does not KO. I don't want to give up the second shield because I'm imagining Kingler will need it, and I end up getting destroyed. They try and snipe with Wormadam, but I'm able to hold on to energy and bring in a Alomomola. Alomomola's bulk allows it to hang with Trash Wormadam quite nicely. They do outpace us rather significantly as they go for the Bug Buzz, but I am going to be able to reach this Hydro Pump, which is going to be doing big damage onto Trash Wormadam or getting that final shield. They do decide to shield up, and at this point, I'm just going to keep farming and try and go for the Psychic. If they throw, which they do, I'm just going to let myself go down, and we're going to trust in Kingler with a shield advantage to try and close out this match. This is going to be a very aggressive mud shot down for Kingler, but you know what? We are going to try. We do shield up, trying to go for the farm down. They bring in Medicham to try and snipe, but we do have a move loaded on Ariados. We switch back in Ariados, go for the Cross Poison, and we're able to take them out. Unfortunately, Wormadam does farm us down, but it's back in with Kingler. Kingler going for the X Scissor. X Scissor will KO. I need them to be weak to water and back, and they're not. It's a Alomomola. The only thing that can save me now is a boost. We go for the Crab Hammer, and we get the boost. Oh my goodness, we may have a chance. I don't think I can get to 2 more Crab Hammers, so I'm going to go for the X Scissor into the Crab Hammer. Hope it's going to be enough. Come on, Kingler. High attack stat plus boost. Is it enough to KO? It is able to take down a Alomomola, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Ariados into Shadow Slowbro, and this is a massive problem. Shadow Slowbro beats this whole team, so we are in a lot of trouble. We go for the lunge, we get the shield, and then we bring in Alomomola. Alomomola has a terrible matchup here, but at the very least we can use it to absorb some energy, as even debuffs, that Shadow Psychic does big damage. The opponent then switches into Medicham to reset their debuff. I try and go for the Hydro Pump, and we just can't get there. I'm going to see if they're baiting. They do bait with an Ice Punch, and we're going to be able to reach the Hydro Pump. Let's go. This is going to do big damage onto the Medicham, does not KO, and unfortunately, we're just not able to farm down. Whatever I bring in, I'm going to have to shield, so I am going to shield up the Ariados, and then I should be able to poison this thing down. I won't leave with a move, but any extra energy will be helpful, as now they bring back in the Shadow Slowbro. Going for the lunge, this will probably be getting the final shield, but they actually let it through. That is massive, that almost takes out the Slowbro, and the final Pokemon is Scrafty. I'm going to be going for the Crab Hammer. This will do big damage if it lands. Unfortunately, they do commit the shield. Farming up, trying to do as much damage as possible. I'm going to call the power-up punch, but I don't think we can get to the Crab Hammer, so I'm forced to go for the X Scissor. Things are looking very rough here. X Scissor does not do a lot of damage. We get farmed down, and now it's all up to Ariados. Ariados is going to need to clutch in a big way. We shield up the foul play. They did not bait, which is huge. Farming up as much as possible, and now I'm going for the lunge. Lunge will not KO, but will get it very, very low. They bring in Slowbro, they try and snipe, they fail to snipe, and we're going to be able to win. The opponent tried to snipe with Shadow Confusion. Ariados held on, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Ariados into another Slowbro. The bad leads continue. Same plan as last time, we're going straight for the lunge. This will do big damage or grab that shield. We grab the shield, and then it's Alomomola time. This time they hold onto the energy, and they do bring in Medicham. We tank any one move here, so I'm going to let this through, not worried about it whatsoever, and that ends up being a big call because they went for the power-up punch bait. They're down on shields. I'm expecting them to let this through. We go for the Hydro Pump, and it's able to connect. We're just not able to farm down. Can I survive this Psychic? Moment of truth. We live on 1 HP, and a Lomomola able to win a switch advantage and shield advantage. And shield advantage is crucial because this Slowbro has quite a bit of energy. I bring in Kingler, I'm going to shield up, and then we're going to start spamming out these X Scissors. One X Scissor will not KO, but it will do a significant amount of damage onto that Slowbro. It lands, and the final Pokemon is revealed to be Wigglytuff. So winning switch advantage was absolutely everything. We bank an X Scissor on Kingler, and now Ariados can do what Ariados does best, absolutely spamming out cross poisons. We farm up to the back-to-back, so even if they shield, they're going down anyway. They decide to let it through. In comes Slowbro. We throw one more Poison Sting and throw the Lunge in the middle of that confusion. Lunge does get the shield. We have the X Scissor loaded. Kingler's gonna be able to take out the Slowbro, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Ariados into yet another Slowbro. These leads are absolutely miserable right now. We're going to follow the same game plan as we have the previous two games. We are going straight for the Lunge to get shield advantage, and then it's a Lomomola time. They hold onto the energy, and they bring in Lickitung. This is obviously not a great matchup, but up a shield, we do have some flexibility. I'm guessing they're probably not baiting on the first one, so I shield, and it is the Power Whip. Not getting baited there is absolutely massive. The game lags quite a bit. You absolutely love to see it. And then we're going for the Hydro Pump. We are wanting this to land, but they commit the shield. I'll be honest, I was not expecting them to commit the shield to the Lickitung, so this is a bit of a tough spot for me. I will tank the Power Whip, but we're not going to be able to reach the Hydro Pump, so I am going to go for the Psychic. Psychic does not KO, but they should be able to reach a Body Slam before I can farm down here. We go for the farm down, but we're not able to get there. I'm going to save the shield. Slowbro has energy, and neither of my remaining Pokemon really want to take a Psychic, so we're going to farm down. And the final Pokemon is revealed to be Medicham. We are going straight for the Crabhammer. Crabhammer is going to hit very hard on the Medicham. Farm it up, and they go for the Power-Up Punch. I can survive the Power-Up Punch, so I am going to let this through. And then I am going to bank a move. We bank the X Scissor, bring in Ariados, and in comes the Shadow Slowbro. I need to shield this, and then I'm going to be going for the Lunge, and I really need this Lunge to KO. Come on, Ariados. Please let Lunge be enough here. Come on. It just doesn't KO. Can we farm down? It's a simultaneous KO. Can we get to the Crabhammer? We cannot, as they're able to reach a move. X Scissor would not have been enough there. And that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, picking up a pretty decent lead, Ariados into Medicham. The opponent instantly save switches into Trash Wormadam, and they are met with a Lomomola. The bulk of a Lomomola is fantastic in this matchup. We can easily tank a Bug Buzz, and we will be able to farm up to a Hydro Pump, even though I am going to bait with a Psychic. Almost every Trash Wormadam I've played is shielded in this situation, so I go for the Psychic, and we're able to get the shield. Now we're able to threaten a Psychic, which does force them to throw some energy, but you know what? I want to either get switch advantage or get both shields. So I am going to commit the shield, and then we're going to go for the Psychic. They're either going to have to go shields down or give me switch, and they decide to go shields down. From here, I'm expecting Kingler to be the win con, so we are going to bring in Kingler. We are going to commit the shield and try for a very aggressive Mudshot down. The goal being to overload on energy and get Kingler absolutely loaded. We know they have that Medicham. They bring in the Medicham, but Medicham is not going to appreciate these Crabhammers. Going for the first Crabhammer, that does big damage. We are going for Crabhammer number 2. This is going to be bye-bye Medicham, and what is in the back? And it's a Talonflame, and Kingler is going to be able to fully sweep a team as Crabhammer takes out the Talonflame, and we get the boost for the road. Hopping to the final match, leading Ariados into Hisuian Electrode. This is a fantastic lead for us. They throw a Thundershock, and then they save switch into Lickitung. Unfortunately, I don't have a good response to a Lickitung save switch with this team, so my plan is to stay in, double Lunge, and then bring in a Lomomola. The downside of this strategy is that it really misaligns our switch timers, but I'm hopeful that I still will be able to farm down the Lickitung before they're able to switch out. So we go for Lunge number 2, and now we bring in a Lomomola to try and commit to the farm down. They are going to be able to reach a Power Whip, but it's double debuff, so I will not have to shield it. and then we just have to hope. Can we farm down before the clock's up? We cannot. They're able to leave on very low HP, and we are able to throw the Psychic onto the Hisuian Electrode, which does get a shield. We are not doing a lot of fast move pressure here, which is unfortunate, and they'll probably be going for an Energy Ball here just so they don't debuff themselves. Energy Ball will take me out, and I bring in Ariados. We have the shield advantage, but we're at a pretty significant energy disadvantage. They go for the Wild Charge, we shield up, and now I'm going straight for the Cross Poison. They are debuffed, this will do massive damage if it lands, which it does, and we're able to take them out. They have the very low health Lickitung. The question is, what do they have in the back? And it is Medicham. We are going to be going for the Lunge, as Lunge will do a solid chunk of damage and hopefully put it close to Crabhammer range. It does get the Medicham fairly low. Medicham goes for a move. At this point, I kind of have to save the shield for Kingler. They go for the Psychic, that takes me out. In comes Kingler, and they bring in Lickitung, and Lickitung has a move. I'm not sure where their energy's at. I shield up, it's just a Body Slam, and I've now made a mistake. I have to get to 2 moves. I think I have to bait. Come on, Medicham, please shield. Medicham shields. Come on, Kingler, get to the Crabhammer. Kingler, able to get to the Crabhammer. Crabhammer is going to be taking care of the Medicham. Kingler closing strong, and that is a good game. All in all, I had an absolute blast running Kingler. Kingler is definitely more of a spice Pokemon, not a Pokemon that I would recommend for climbing, but I was really happy that I was able to get some use out of it, and honestly, it did prove to be a pretty decent closer in certain situations. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And we have finally released merch. It is Writing on the Wall themed design. We have a link to our merch store in the description. Definitely go check it out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.